Hi Eli, how you doing? I am entering your contest a day early because it ends tomorrow, which is an improvement for me. Usually it's 9 p.m. the day that it's due, but I'm trying my best to get things in early. Um, as soon as I saw your post about your contest, first off, congratulations for the 100 subscribers, and it's a month later, so it's probably closer to 200. Um, as soon as I watched your post, I immediately flashed on an album. Oh, I got to show that. It's perfect. It's even better than it being released on my on my on the day I was born. I'll go ahead and start with that one. I was going to end with them. I'll go ahead and start with it. I don't have the album. I used to have it on vinyl, and when then the shiny silver discs came out, I traded it in and I bought the CD of it. And then I foolishly misplaced the CD. I don't know where it is. I have it. I'm pretty sure I do, but it's Wes Montgomery, the Wes Montgomery Trio, and I've always called it the dynamic new sound of the Wes Montgomery Trio, but it's kind of got two titles anyway. It's a yellow cover. It's got this rough illustration of Wes Montgomery and the two other people playing with him, the bass and drums. But it's basically Wes Montgomery playing guitar, and it's just a great album. I've been looking for it on vinyl ever since you posted this contest. There's copies of it I've been watching on eBay, and I could have bought it right away, but I couldn't tell what issue it was, and I couldn't really tell the quality of some of them. I don't know why it's so hard to find, but for some reason in my recollection recently of the past couple years looking around, I haven't necessarily been looking for Wes Montgomery, but I don't recall having seen it. And for whatever reason, it's just not around. What's special about the album is that not only was it released on my birth year, it was released on my birth. It wasn't released on my birthday. It was recorded on my birthday. The actual day I was born. It was recorded over 2 days in New York City, and the first day was the day I was born. So I remember a friend of mine, Don. Maybe he's watching this. Hi, Don. We were shopping. This was back in the '80s. We were shopping and looking at records, and he holds up this Wes Montgomery record. I said, "Do you have this?" I go, "No. Look at the date," because underneath the title I had the date. When it was recorded. And it's like, wow, fantastic. So. I picked it up, and it's a great album. I remember Don saying it was his favorite Wes Montgomery album. It's probably my favorite as well. Wes Montgomery's got a lot of great albums, and I'm trying to rebuild his catalog on vinyl for myself. Anyway, so that was going to be my biggie, but I can't even find the CD to show you. I have it. I remember the CD coming out on Super Audio. And I sort of hemmed and hawed about buying it, and I don't think I did. And now if you look for it on Super Audio, I remember when they were marked down, when Super Audio was kind of going out. And I could have got it for like $10 or something, or not even that. Now if you find it on eBay or online someplace, people want like $50-$60 for it. So I'm looking for the vinyl of it, and I'd kind of like to find it in a shop someplace so I can look at it and check out what issue it is and all that, because there were some later issues that I'd rather get it close to the original issue as I can, because it's worth it to spend a little extra money and spend a little extra time to wait for that right copy of it. So that's one that I don't have to show you, but it's somewhere in my CDs. It quite possibly got put in storage, which is the amount of CDs I have here. I have the same amount in storage someplace, just so that I can have a space to live. My place is pretty full of music. You never see what's going on back there. One day, when I get it organized, you'll see what's going on back here. Anyway, what we're listening to right now is a Blue Note jazz album released in 1959 called Bird in Hand by Donald Byrd. And that's what we're listening to right now. I'm going to take this out so you can see it. I'm going to do this. Just very good Blue Note jazz album. One I'd like to find on vinyl. That's another thing. I mean, did I just say this? I don't. See, this is the second time I've made this post, because the first time I just, because it's kind of my Sunday morning and I'm just a little out of it, and I just started rambling and started being really just, I started losing people. Kind of like what I'm doing right now, so I'm going to stop. But basically, this is my second go around. So I'm thinking, I have said this already in this post, but I think I'm thinking of the last post. But one of the things your post made me think of is like, wow, what albums were released in '59, and do I have any? And when I started looking, I'm going, wow, a lot of great jazz albums. And '59 was dominated by jazz, pretty much. When you start looking at lists of the #1 albums and all this and that, I'm kind of surprised I don't have some of them. But I've been looking for some of them. Surprisingly, I just haven't been able to find them, or find them at a cost I can afford. Thanks for that. Thanks for putting that in my head. I've got now a list of things I need to buy there. I may be looking for. But I'm going to save this a little bit for the last. Next thing, finally, yay, vinyl. I talked about CDs, SA CDs, Super Audio CDs, and now we're actually going to get some vinyl going. This comes courtesy of Mark, Dr. Deadwax, and I should have done a separate post for this, and I probably will still, because there's another album that he sent along. When he had his kind of his contest where he was cleaning out boxes, asked for numbers and all that, he said the ones that he was going to get rid of would be up for grabs for the people for the day that they chose, for the numbers that they chose. And nobody responded, but I responded saying, that one and that one I would just wouldn't mind having, even if they're, in this case, the vinyl here is not in very good condition, but it's a placeholder until I get this. I have this on CD, but to have it on a good one on vinyl is what I'd be looking for. So he kindly sent it along with another album. This is Time Out, Dave Brubeck Quartet, and we all know what a classic this is, and love the artwork. So I'm going to be looking for a copy of this as close to the original as possible. I think it came out as a 6i. I'd like to find one of those, mono and stereo. So this is another that came out in '59. There's a bunch came out in '59. Like I said, I don't have, but I wish I did. This is an album that belonged to my parents. And I nabbed it and took care of it. It's in great shape. It's Frank Sinatra, No One Cares. And there's Frank being lonely, and everybody else is partying in the background. He's sitting there having a drink. Poor Frank. Sad Frank. So, anyway, I like Frank Sinatra. I'm not a big fan of orchestration in music, especially jazz music, so I always love this inner sleeve. Stereo, capital stereo. And in the back, it explains how the full spectrum stereo takes place. Diagrams. Because discerning musical lovers want to know how the needle fits in the groove and makes the music. And I guess they don't want to know, more information like this. They want to know. It's fine. Actually, it's cool because I think, the illustrations and the colors and the graphics and everything are just really cool. I especially love this guy. I don't know, it's going to show up. This guy sitting here doing, And do they go out of their way to... Yeah, they go out of their way to actually do an illustration in a way that you can see he's wearing a suit and tie, listening to it. Anyway. I don't know if you can see that. This cameras are made for close-up shots. But anyway, 1959, Frank Sinatra, No One Cares. I've even got a couple of CDs of this as well. For a while, that was out of print, and it was kind of valuable as far as CDs go. I don't know where it stands now, but it's just kind of a favorite of mine to have. This is one I've had on vinyl before, and I have it on. I've had it on CD forever. It's another one that was lost to the silver discs when they came out, and we all know this one, Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. So 59, great year for jazz, and like I said, there's a lot that I still need to pick up. But again, we all know about this one, Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. This is an RTI pressing. When I recently picked this, it's still sealed. I haven't opened it up yet, but I'll get around to playing it. When I was looking into this, there was a couple of recent reissues, and I wanted to make sure I got I wanted to find the consensus on which was the best version of the reissue. And everybody seemed to say this RTI pressing was the best, so I nabbed that. I got it at a great price too. I think that's it, and that's only 4. It would have been 5 if I had the West Montgomery. I have it. It might be in storage. It might be. I don't know where it is, and I just, I got to get this post done. But there's one more thing I want to bring up, and what's a post from me without some kind of Beatles related item? And although it has nothing to do with my birth year, it does have to do with my birthday, and nothing could make me happier than to show you this is the recent 50th anniversary of the Beatles' Love Me Do, which was released on my birthday. So talk about a birthday present when I was, 3 or 4 years old, something like that. So this is the recent reissue. I do have 2 of the error copies, and I've got 2 of the regular copies. So I lucked out that way. There was also, back to my again. It's been so long since I've made a post. I gotta start doing again. I think this was this came out in 1982, which was just in time for the anniversary. But this was a Capitol release of it, and it was actually released to promote the 20 greatest hits. But this is a re-release of Love Me Do, again back with P.S. I Love You. And this was, let's see back here, is promoting the greatest hits album that was coming out. And I love that they have a little cassette illustration down here. It's also on cassette. But yes, it's from the album The Beatles' 20 Greatest Hits. So they were really using it to promote it, but they went out of their way to recreate the swirl. Whenever they did a recreation of the swirl, the orange swirl, they never got the colors correct. They were never the same colors as they were when they were first released. So. But anyway, that one doesn't count. You were asking for years, albums, music that was released in the birth year, and that's actually a birthday release, but it's Beatles, so I had to do it. Anyway, that's my entry. Wish I had more to show, but it just goes to show you that I've got a lot more purchasing to do. Definitely some more. I think we've lost Dexter. I tamed Dexter temporarily while I was making this video, so he wouldn't jump up and destroy the camera, by putting food down just before I started to record. So that's my trick. Now I gotta do that. So I'm hearing him. I don't know where he is. He's actually moved his bowl somewhere else underneath the dining room table. Anyway, congratulations, Eli. It's been fun watching your posts and getting to know you and doing some trading back and forth. I got some stuff here to send off to you. I had it ready to go. I had it ready to go even before Christmas. But I'm glad I waited because I found something else I'm going to stick in here too that I think you're going to like. And you're going to go and go, wait, I've already got this. No, you don't. So there's a little teaser for you. And I also just recently found another little item that was like nothing, and I'm going to throw that in there too. So if not today, to next week. I just keep putting it off. I'm sorry. But it will get in the mail within the next week or so. So that the Elder album. In fact, I'll just show it to you. Ta-da! This is the one. Yay! The Elder. So this guy's in the. Now you have 2 copies of it, but at least the other copy that you got has got the inner sleeve. This is another one of those where the guy took the inner sleeve off. But anyway, was your label? You showed the other one that you had. Was your label the? See, this is a Canadian pressing. I just noticed that. And the label has the hand. I think when you showed that other copy, it was on Casablanca. Maybe I'm wrong. You were showing another copy that someone had sent you, and but this one has a hand with the ring on one side of the hand, and on the other side of the hand, it's the palm side of the hand. I want to think that yours was the Casablanca label, but I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look, but I always think of Casablanca label when I think of Kiss albums. So, but anyway, this is part of the Bruce series, which is what a lot of the others I sent you that one time. Anyway, this is getting in the mail soon, this week. I'd like to do it today, but I've got a couple other things I've got to jump on today. So anyway, congratulations. And tomorrow's your daughter's birthday. Happy birthday to your daughter. I don't know if you said how old she is, if she's like a newbie, if she's like a onesie or a twosie or a threesie or whatever. I don't know. But congratulations and happy birthday to her. And anyway, I'm going to stop now because this is how short videos turn into 30-minute videos. And anyway, take care, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.